What we're going to talk about today is how you can stand out from your competitors without lowering your prices. So if you're feeling the pressure to lower your prices to be competitive, this is a great discussion for you.
Welcome to the Higher Purpose Marketing Strategy Podcast. If you're frustrated by marketing and want to stand out from your competition, this is the show for you. Every week, we're discussing how to build a plan that attracts your best customers and aligns with your values. I'm your host, Ashley Conway, follower of Jesus, CEO of Be Weird Marketing, marketing coach, and copywriter. I promise to defeat the ick, yuck, and struggle bus feelings you may have about marketing with a few good stories and proven advice. So let's have fun and get to work.
So we're going to talk about the strategies to position your business as the best choice without competing on price. A lot of times it's so tempting to compete on price, to lower your prices, especially when you're face-to-face with someone, you really like them, there's a connection, and sometimes you can be tempted to lower your price in order to work with this person that you feel like you would really like. But that is kind of a slippery slope, right? So let's jump into the price wars, which is what we're going to call businesses who lower their prices to try to get business, right? So this is why you don't want to get into the price wars. You're going to attract customers who are really hard to keep because they're always going to be on the lookout for a better deal, a lower price person that will give them about the same thing that you do, but at a slightly lower price. They're always going to have one foot out the door. Number two, it can devalue your brand, your position as an expert in the industry, your services themselves, because you're going to start being seen as the cheap one in your marketplace. So automatically you're going to associate the cheap one, the cheapest, the lowest price option. That's going to devalue everything about what you do because people are expecting if it's the cheapest price, it's probably not the best service. And number three, if you just continually fight for that lowest price point, it's going to leave you with just so little profit, and your expenses are probably going to stay the same, right? So overall, your net profit is really going to hurt from this. So, those are obvious things, right? That's why you don't want to get into this price war games, and that's why you're watching this. So your customers, and this is the best distinction, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of customers are not necessarily looking for the cheapest company. They're looking for the ones with the best value. Yes, there are some customers who are going to want a lower or a reasonable price, but what they really want ultimately is a really good service and a good experience for a not outrageous price, a reasonable price. So that's the balance that you want to try to hit. So let's look at these, and this will be instant. I thought it would be a good example to kind of show you examples of low price brands. So let's look. This is, right off the top of my head, Walmart, we all know, low price brand. That is their brand. They strive to be the lowest prices for the consumers who want the very lowest prices. McDonald's is kind of the same way, low price fast food. And Shein for fashion, also the same. If you want cheap clothes, that's where you're going to go. But you think for all of these brands, whether you're shopping for groceries, if you're shopping for a great burger, if you're shopping for stylish clothes, you are not going to pick any of these brands if you want great quality. If you want a great burger, people who love burgers, my husband is one of them, loves burgers, one of his, if not his favorite food. If he's in the mood for a burger, he's not suggesting McDonald's. I can tell you that. And the same for clothing. If you want something higher quality that's going to last you several seasons or years, nobody's going to Shein for that. You're going there for trendier pieces that you may not want to wear in 10 years. And Walmart is the same way. I can testify to this. If you want the highest quality produce that's going to last you the longest, nobody's going to Walmart for that. It may be fine to get packaged goods there, but for the freshest foods, the best tasting, No one's going to Walmart. So it's like, is this the way you want your brand to be seen on the same level with some of these others? Because what you're basically saying is, yes, low cost, but also low quality. And I'm betting you don't. So if you don't want to compete on price, then what do you compete on? How do you stand out? These are the most common USPs, which is unique selling propositions. If you're not familiar with the lingo, it's your uniqueness, your business's uniqueness. So the most common USPs for service providers: specific expertise. So that's like saying, for example, I only work with online coaches. That is a specific expertise. I'm going to expect that someone like that is very specialized, that they are going to have some unique insights because they only work with online coaches. I'm going to expect a little bit better outcome working with someone like that. That's kind of like, with me, by working with Christian business owners, you're going to expect a different experience working with me than you would just a general marketing coach, right? Like, anything with me is going to be very values driven, and we're not going to automatically take the best practices in the marketing world and jump in and start doing that, because it needs to resonate with you. Like, you need to feel the go in your spirit that it's the right choice. It needs to be authentic to who you are. And we take those things into consideration. So that's very specific, right? Another one is white glove service. So if somebody is saying, a business is saying that they provide white glove service, you are going to expect above and beyond customer experience. Like, just unbelievable, the special touches, the extra wow factors that they include in the process of working with them, the customer journey, that are going to knock your socks off. And that's an excellent USP. One could be speed, like you get them results fast, your turnaround is fast, whatever it is, like same day service, that would be speed. Unique process would be that the way that you do business is very unique. You have a specific process or framework, something that's unique to you that not all of your competitors have. A guarantee is another one, that you take away all the risk for the customer. A lot of time that is a source of risk, that they're like, what if this is a bad decision that I'm about to make? What if it's the wrong decision? A guarantee eliminates that concern for them. And then convenience is another one. So you could be available 24/7 for questions. You could have appointments on nights and weekends, depending on who your target is. And we'll get into this in a minute. Convenience could be a big factor. Okay, so how do you choose what your unique thing, your USP, should be? Here's just a couple of questions to point you in the right direction. Whatever it is should be a strength of yours. So let's look back. If turnaround, having really fast turnaround is not a strength of yours, you would prefer, as you all do business, your company, you all prefer to take your time, to be very thorough in your work, then you're not going to own speed. This should be something, yes, that you're naturally very good at, that you naturally lean toward. You're just going to start promoting that this is what you do. So it should be a strength. It should also match one of your customers' pain points or problems, and I'll demonstrate that in a minute. But you want it to be, you just don't want to pick something. Let's say you're going to go with convenience. You're going to be available 24/7. You'll provide your service 24/7. If that's not really something your audience cares about, then you shouldn't pick that as your USP. And then it should be provable with testimonials or data. And this may not be something you have today, but it's something that you want to be able to create with it. So let's just look at this list. You want to be able to go back and get testimonials about your incredible service, your white glove service from previous customers. You want to be, if you go with speed, you want to be able to gather that data that this many % of the time we have a turnaround of 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is. This many % of the time you can get a same day appointment time, that kind of thing. So you don't have to have it now, but you want to be able to collect it because this is a really important part of your marketing. Okay, so how do you market your USP? Once you figure out what that is, the unique thing you want to be known for, how do you promote that? So number one, this is a step down. So the first step would be to tie it to a customer problem. We talked about that, right? So here's the example to kind of make it easier to digest and apply for you. We offer calls on nights and weekends. Let's say that is your USP. You're going with convenience. You do it because your customers work 8 to 5 and they're trying to grow their side hustle to replace their day jobs. So, obviously, with this one, the service that this business would be offering is some kind of, let's say, career coaching, business coaching, something like that, because their purpose is to try to help these 8 to 5 workers grow a business so they can leave their day job. So you see how you're tying it to this is a problem they have. They want to leave the day job and your service. Okay. Then you're going to, in all of your marketing, lead with the problem you're solving. Now, notice I said lead. You're not going to avoid saying, we offer calls on nights and weekends. You're just going to, the first message, the primary message is going to be our whatever service, business coaching, career coaching. Let's go with career coaching. Our career coaching helps you. Oh, let's make it even personal. Our expert career coaches help you quit your day job 3 months sooner than doing it yourself or DIY solutions, going it alone, things like that. 3 months sooner, they would be able to get out of that day job. So that is leading with the problem, the transformation that they're going to experience. That's 3 less months of red tape and meetings and tons of emails. I'm feeling corporate flashbacks, right? And then you're going to find both a variety of ways and creative ways to communicate this problem that you're solving that we just identified. So some of the standards are going to be testimonials. You can use the data we also talked about. You can tell before and after stories. Before working with us, Sarah, this is kind of what her life looked like, right? Or these are the problems she was experiencing. She had the Sunday scaries. She dreaded going into work on Monday and she wondered if she could keep going. After working with us, she quit her day job this many days ago. She already has this many people on her wait list of customers to work with her. And she's so excited to get up with purpose every day. That type of thing. You can create thought leadership articles on whatever the problem is. Let's make it up in this case. Let's say it's 10 reasons. You're going to write an article on 10 reasons that you may be afraid to quit your day job. So you're establishing yourself as an expert. You would go through those 10 reasons. And then at the end, there would be some kind of paragraph about your business. Work with us, our expert coaches, help you do this thing, quit your day job 3 months sooner than doing it yourself. So that kind of has a double purpose. It helps promote the problem you solve, but it also positions you as an expert, right? It increases your expertise and trust. Now we're getting more creative. You can do a day in the life of a customer. So it's kind of the same thing. You could show, and really to kind of hit on the problem a little bit more, I would show a couple of different kinds. You could do a day in the life of a customer before. Like they get up at the crack of dawn, they're making their food, they're putting on their business or business casual attire, they're driving through a long commute to work and, kind of show this day. And then your copy that goes with that is about, is this you? Are you seeing this and feeling Groundhog Day or, whatever the thing is? And then you tell people, we can help you build your side hustle or find you a job that you actually love and get you out of your day job 3 months sooner. You tie it together. Or you can show the after of a person who gets up, they have breakfast, they're not in a hurry, They're excited to get to whatever they're doing. They're talking with a customer, and it's like, is this the way you want your everyday to look? Do you wish you could just leave where you're at and insert yourself? We can help you, that type of thing. So we're starting to get more creative. You can host a Q&A for people. So, on LinkedIn that you're on now, on YouTube, on Instagram, any of these things, you can host a Q&A for people in your audience, just helping answer their questions. And you're still hitting at this, helping them quit their day job. Like, what is holding you back from quitting your day job? And you can take questions in advance. You can get as complicated or as uncomplicated as you want. You could host a webinar that's very similar. It would just be more of a presentation that you have. At the end, you would take questions, similar format to this, and then you could invite people to work with you at the end. So lastly, the last step is to position your company as the weird solution. I'm phrasing it that way because this is Be Weird marketing, right? So you want to communicate that unlike other career coaching companies, unlike other business coaches, we do this. So you want to point out you're not like everyone else, and you're owning. If you're looking in the marketplace, yeah, there are a ton of us out there, but if you want this particular thing, go with us. So you can be that bold to say, unlike other people, this is something we do. Okay, and then this is just a bonus tip, other things to consider. So if you're competing on price now, you're one of the lower priced in your market, this is going to making that change is going to affect other areas of your business. So just a few of those to think about. It's going to affect your brand. So if you raise your prices, that may need that your brand needs to be refreshed, not completely changed, but let's look at your logo. Does it reflect a little bit higher level service? What about your imagery? You may need to change out and show different customers, different homes, just different images that match a higher service, higher price point brand. And the same with fonts. What's the one that always kills me? Comic Sans, maybe. That kind of looks like an immature font. So we want to make sure it would work for teachers. But in a more serious business with higher quality and people have higher expectations, you may need to just take a look at your fonts. The target market. So that's also changing, right? If you're going from a target market who wants the cheapest price to one who wants more value, that's going to slightly change your target market. And that means you need to get to know your new audience exceptionally well. They may make their buying decisions they obviously do. They make buying decisions differently than someone who's just choosing based on price. Give me the cheapest. Sales, you may need to revise your sales process to focus more on value. You may need to spend a longer time building up the value that you provide, why your service is more expensive. The customer experience, for a higher priced service, a customer is going to expect a higher level and a better service. So it may be that you need to take a second look and figure out how can we deliver a little bit more on our service. And the competition. So now, instead of competing with another company who just wants to be cheapest, you're going to be competing with different companies. So just identifying those, keeping an eye on what they're doing out in the marketplace. Obviously, you're not trying to duplicate their efforts, but you do want to keep an eye and be aware. So obviously, this chat a lot about prices and your unique selling point is on helping you stand out. So this is just one of the things I cover to help you stand out in this 40-minute free video training called 10 Reasons You Aren't Standing Out from Your Competition. So this is just one of those 10. There are 9 others that it's really important to focus on. Because this is the thing, right? If you're not standing out from your competition, then you're not getting enough leads. And if you're not standing out in the right way, you're not getting great leads. So this is something that it's really worth taking the time to at least think about and be aware of. So you can get that free training at bit.ly/marketing standout.
Thanks for listening to today's show. For all things podcast, including transcripts, extra resources, and a place to submit questions for the show, visit higherpurposemarketingstrategy.com. I'd also love for you to do me 2 quick favors. 1, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and 2, share this episode with your colleagues. And that's a wrap. Meet you back here next week.